What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 228 of Convincing Idiots. This week, we're going to give you some of our regular weekly reviews, as well as there's a new artist with a residency at the Sphere. We're going to talk about that, and perhaps some other artists we'd like to see at the Sphere as well. We're going to be discussing the McDonald's snack wrap. Listen in. We're also going to be discussing the Super Bowl halftime show, what we thought of it, and perhaps what were some of our favorites of all time. And then finally, in our third and final segment, we'll be discussing some of our favorite sports TV shows of all time. So, without further ado, 228, let's start the show.
You guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
Test.
Call it again.
Convincing Idiots.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today,
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got the whole poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Caucasian.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial.
And I am Millennial Nick. And we are Convincing Idiots, a weekly podcast of three friends who represent three different generations getting together each and every week to discuss all things nerd and pop culture. So if you've not already done so, please be sure to find us on all of our social media accounts. You can find links to them on our link tree. So go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE, and you can find all of the platforms in which we're on. Okay, Brian is doing, if you're watching on YouTube, hand signals, and for the longest time as I'm trying to focus on reading the things that I see him doing signals, and I can't tell if they're for me, or he's signaling for me to do something, or something's wrong with the video, but we're still rolling.
No.
Brian,
Sorry.
our fearless leader who is trying to throw me off my
to
game. We can also be found on our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. And along with those websites and our links, you can find out about ways you can potentially help the show if you'd like. And some of those include our merch store. You can buy Convincing Idiots merchandise and so much more. So interact with us on the World Wide Web. So episode 228 of Convincing Idiots is a go. So Brian, since you were so eager to distract me, I would like to now be distracted by your stories. What have you been up to in the last week since we have talked?
Apologies for that, sir. Yeah, not pretty laid low most of the weekend. Just poor Allie's been
I
sick.
say you don't sound
and then
totally
I came
healthy
down a little bit of
yourself.
something. You can hear it in my voice. No, I got head congestion, so my apologies for my voice out there. I'll try not to cough into the mic again.
I'd like a written
but-
apology, actually.
Sure,
I
I'll
could.
work on that.
Thank you.
I did get together with friends that watched the Super Bowl, a kind of a surprise blowout on the favor rather of the Philadelphia Eagles. I was rather surprised, but the Chiefs had no answer to the Philadelphia front. But so that was nice. At least getting together with friends and hanging out, enjoying the game. We've been doing that over at my friend Jim Cunningham's house for, it has to be 10 years or so now anyway. So that was good at least. And then back to work this week. It's been a very, very busy last few weeks of work. It's flown by. Glad to be with you guys and hang out, relax a little bit this evening. So that's what I got going on. How are you, Dean?
I'm good. Nick, how are you? No, I'm fine.
Tell us about dreams
No,
and stuff
I'm
you've
fine.
had.
I didn't do anything really. No, we'll I'm gonna leave that for
Okay,
Convincing Idiots After Dark.
Very good.
Yeah.
The
Now I've
premium
watched the
members.
That's
Yeah,
right.
go ahead.
That's right. You got to pay for this.
Mhm.
I watched the Super Bowl.
It was not very super.
It wasn't super.
Yeah.
Barely a bowl, and there was no cat shit in throughout my week.
Things
so
are improving.
That's good. In different things. Other weeks,
Yeah.
things are improving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That honestly, that's it. I watched the Super Bowl. I hung out. That's it. Boring week. Nothing to shit on.
I'm going
Nick,
to
how about you?
go
What's
for
going
the
on?
holy trinity of boring roundups. I also did jack shit nothing basically.
Yeah.
We we had a sitter for back-to-back nights this weekend, and we didn't do a fucking thing. We stayed here, we watched TV, we did nothing. It was actually pretty.
man.
It was
But it's still not bad.
it was nice.
That's still
Yeah,
that's
like Friday
pretty
night we just caught up on some shows and watched some stuff, which I'll get into in a little bit here. And Saturday I spent down here in my bar watching the Leafs game. Got pretty drunk, listened to some records. It was a pretty nice little serene time.
Is there really anything better than
Not
getting
really,
drunk and
not
listening to
much.
records by yourself and crying? It's a lot of.
It's
a
very
lot of
therapeutic.
fun,
I would
think.
recommend. Yeah. So that's about it. Just watching this Four Nations Face-Off tournament going on in the NHL with their little made-up Olympics thing that's happening, and played some hockey the other night, and that's about it. Happy to be spending Palentine's Day with you gentlemen. We are recording on February
yeah.
13th, which, as everyone knows, is Pal or Galentine's Day, whichever you celebrate.
I think we just
Valentine's
found the
Day,
name of
that's
the
right.
episode, so
Yeah.
it's good. Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think I knew
the
that.
girls and get
Yeah.
together with their friends and
I
guys.
know
Yeah,
of it, I just
spend it with
didn't
your buds.
realize.
No,
It's
well,
mainly
that's when
girls
we
that
came
do it,
up
I
with
think. I don't think there's a
Palentine's
lot of
Day for the boys, Ferda.
Valentine's,
Mhm.
not
That's right.
Galentine's. Palentine's.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
You're a goddamn genius. Your smarts outsmart all the
I didn't
smartest.
invent it. I've heard it somewhere, but I'll take credit for it all the same. Yeah, I made it. Palentine's Day. TM
Yeah.
me.
Shit, talk about Palentine's Day, and I know that you
tell me
save
about some
with Blake
pals.
Insurance. I just assume that you're like a genius
Here we
because
go.
you know as well as I do, Nick, that Blake Insurance is an insurance. We're gonna start this over.
You guessed it, guys. If you had it,
It's the read.
if the read got a little bit worse this week yet again on your bingo card, you win.
I am so used to the other one that I just naturally went into it.
So which one are you going to go with? The
So,
proven one
all
for the last 3
The
years or the shitty one from last week?
I literally tore it up. So I'm going with this one.
Oh,
The Blake Insurance Group is an independent agency right here in Barberton, Ohio, offering personal care support for all of your insurance needs. If you need auto, home, business, or life insurance, give Aaron a call. He'll treat you with honesty, respect,
Affordability,
and the
and
care that you
decency.
deserve. Call Blake Insurance Group. He's not going to treat you with either of those two.
There's no decency for you.
That's why I left that out,
Yeah.
because you don't know. But if you do want to be treated this way with all of your insurance needs, you want to call Aaron Blake at 234-571-5359 or find him on the web at blakeinsurancellc.com. And then tell them that the idiots and the very patronizing and rude idiots also.
And when you call him, tell him
If
the
you
ad
wanna know
read
who
still
that
needs
is.
work.
I was contacted by the podcast broadcasting museum, who wanted to have the original Aaron Blake read,
Yes.
and Dean had
Yep.
already torn it up. Unfortunately, yes,
Mhm.
we had an opportunity to have our first museum piece. And
Some artifacts
well.
were not
Maybe the
meant
new
to
one will
stand the
make it.
test of time, I suppose.
maybe, I guess
Oddly enough,
not.
I'm surprised because out of all the things, they didn't choose you particularly to put it in the museum.
Yeah. Yep. Not yet.
On account that you're old. If you didn't get it.
Thank you. Nick, why don't we keep going with you? You mentioned you saw some shows over the weekend on a
I did.
babysitter
We watched,
weekend. Go ahead.
so SNL 50, still celebrating 50th years of Saturday Night Live. We watched SNL 50, the musical performances. That was really cool. Just like everything else, just documenting the importance of in the honor of host or performing musically on Saturday Night Live and all the iconic musical performances through the years, and how that came to be. A lot of fun stories in there, and they open it up with a really cool crossover, like they're using beats of one song and then mix it together with another one from SNL musical performances, and then it leads into another one that also crosses over, and mixing genres and mixing eras and different types of artists that, we were watching that and we're like, no, like it's playing the video and the music of the performances and overlaying them together to where they sync up like a remix of the two, and then it'll lead into something else, and really very cool the way they did it. So that was just really cool. But I would recommend that. Just if you like documentaries, just in any capacity, I think it's definitely worth the watch.
What a lineup they've had! I mean, the
you
lineup
name it, they've
of
been on there at some point.
artists
I mean,
over
it's
the years has been incredible.
Any pop cultural relevant act over the last 50 years, at some point has made an appearance on there. So, yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, you could even just take away the cast and just show random clips of the bands playing, and what era, or hell, you could even break it down to damn near the year, of the Saturday Night Live.
Sure.
Given what band's playing, because they stuck and were so up to date and on all the pop culture and all, who was hit at the time.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
And then we watched Gladiator 2. It was fine. It was good. I was not disappointed. I was not disappointed because also I will say, I think we probably talked about it on a past episode. When I heard they were making a Gladiator 2, I didn't expect to care or be interested. It sounded kind of gimmicky and why are you doing this all these years later? But after seeing the trailer for it, I was like, I'm actually, kind of intrigued by that. I think I'd watch that. And Robin agreed, so we, watched it the one night, and it was good. You don't have to see it, or if you love the first one, there again, you don't have to. It's a nice tie-in to the original storyline. It's a good movie. Hold your interest.
Yeah. So it is in the same universe. It's not
it's in the same
a
universe.
reboot.
It takes place after. It's this is a fine movie. Like I said, it doesn't hold a candle to the original. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I hold the original Gladiator movie in pretty high acclaim because it was a high regard, because it was it was a really good movie.
Regard.
Really?
You know what? Never saw it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
What?
Yep, haven't seen it.
Dude, you would
it'll take you right back to being a kid. It'll remind you of your childhood and everything.
Another one of those.
Just good.
Okay.
because Jesus. Point, I just step on your fucking joke. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But no, it's
good. You guys are hot tonight, boy.
Yeah. No, but it was good. It was, like I said, it's not like you gotta see it or whatever. It's not gonna blow you away. But I think also because I expected not much from it, you know what I mean? I don't expect it to compare to the iconic film from 2000. I wasn't really expecting that much, but it was a very good movie. Like I said, interesting, good action movie. A lot of great stuff cinematically going on. So that was good. And then Brian, I finally, being the big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan that I am, and after, multiple times of you bringing it up on the show, I finally took it upon myself on a Saturday morning to watch The Running Man for the first time. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. No,
yes.
it was
Right.
it was good, man. It's very, very 80s. It's very it is 80s cheesy. You know what I mean? But I don't know. You could probably show me anything with Arnold in it, and I'm gonna like it. I love it. I fucking love that man so much.
But is there a cooler scene than when he signs the contract and stabs the dude in the back?
Who was that guy? That guy is the actor.
Richard Dawson.
No, God,
he did that too.
Well, I know what I know him from.
That's right.
It's probably really niche, but there was an episode of Friends where he was a professor that Ross had to take out at the same time he met Charlie, and I don't know, he was really boring and went on, and they were trying to ditch him the whole time. Anyway, I digress. Friends fans know, but yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun. It was God, but it's so ridiculous. Like I loved Sub-Zero, the hockey goalie with the saw and the
Fucking Jim Brown was in it.
Right.
Yeah, just Jesse Ventura, like the whole
Like,
thing.
wow.
I mean, but honestly, like I couldn't help but notice. So like when he first escapes and he gets into he's on the run from being tracked down by the government overlords, and he's and that's the thing too. Okay, so it takes place in 2017, which is like 30 years into the future from when this film was made. So it's like still wildly 80s looking, but also this futuristic dystopia thing at the same time. And it's funny to watch in 2017, which is, now, 8 years in the past. So,
yeah, you got the spandex girls with the big hair still up there dancing
very American
around
Gladiators-esque, obviously.
Yeah.
You guys don't have
What's
that
that?
in your house? In 2017, I had all sorts of spandex girls with real high hair.
Yeah, but no, it was good. But I thought it was like really accurate when he first when the girl comes home and he's like hiding out in her apartment. She's basically commanding all her her smart home devices. She's like lights on and TV on and turn on this channel and turn on the radio and whatever. And it's so I'm like they really fucking nailed that, like with the voice automated smart technology. Yeah, but there was a lot in it. I kept finding myself being like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be 2017 because it's very 80s, and just in feel and in the of the movie and the backdrops and everything. But yeah, a lot of fun. Arnold being a badass as always. Sign me up. I enjoyed The Running Man. Very good, and also the tones of the movie and things societally. There's parts of it that certainly are. That seem to ring true or strike a chord that seems very familiar with maybe type of reality in some ways that we may be living in or may soon be living in or who knows. But it was definitely very interesting, and I enjoyed The Running Man. So I also enjoyed that he said, "I'll be back" in it, and it prompted me. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I'm like, is this before or after Terminator? And it was, of course, after, but it was a call to Terminator, which I very much enjoyed. So, yeah, good stuff. So that's about it. Dane, what you been watching?
Very good. All right, I'm excited actually. For the first time, I've watched a few things that I'm recommending, not just telling you, oh, I watch this, watch that. I have picked the few things that I do actually recommend. I, gentlemen, have watched and witnessed my favorite kids movie. You guys know that I'm not a fan of kids nor their movies, but I sat down and I watched this movie, and it is fantastic. Have you guys watched Harold and the Purple Crayon?
No. I know the story. I remember the book as a kid, but yeah.
Yes, it's based on that. It's Zachary Levi plays Harold, like a grown-up Harold, and he gets out of the book, like he draws himself a reality door and goes through. And then the moose and the porcupine come with him, but they turn into real life people. But they don't know, or they all know that they're out of the book and stuff, but they're trying to find their creator, right? And it's this journey through, and he has the purple crayon, and he's drawing things, and then it comes to real life in the real world. So he draws an airplane, and then it turns into a real airplane. They jump in, fly away. If you haven't seen it, Nick, you got the two boys, actually same ages as my boy and girl here, and both kids loved it. I didn't think Carter would, but he enjoyed it. Nora really liked it. It is honestly hands down my favorite
Harold
kids
and
movie
the Purple Crayon
I've ever seen.
Okay.
Harold and the Purple Crayon. It was made last year, I think 24, maybe 23, but I think 24. Actually, I had that pulled up here, so I knew some of the details. 2024. I think we watched it on Netflix. Fantastic. Love that movie. And then I watched, have you guys seen the previews for this School Spirit?
Mm-mm.
It is on Paramount Plus, but you can watch the first complete season. It's into the second season now on Paramount Plus, but you can watch the first season on Netflix.
Okay.
It is the girl from Cobra Kai, Peyton List. She is.
I know. I saw the trailer. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
She's the main character. So
Mhm.
she dies in her school, and she's with all these other ghosts, and and then she's trying to solve her own murder, which happened in the school.
Hmm.
There is a little bit. It is a. I don't want to say it's a teenage drama, but there is, some of that feel to it. But it's a comedy, supernatural, teenage drama, suspense, whodunit mystery type deal. Like, there's a whole lot into it. Really cool concept, very original. I'm a huge fan. I went and did got Paramount Plus today just for that show. And there's there's Bass Reeves show that I want to watch, and there's a Kennedy assassination documentary that I want to watch. But
Man. Check that out.
Right. But there are all sorts of things. But I got Paramount Plus for this show, and so if you get a chance, School Spirit. You can watch the first season, like I said, on Netflix. Fantastic. And I binged watched the last 6 episodes today because, I didn't go to work.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai, the last 6 episodes of the series dropped today on Netflix.
Okay.
And it's exactly how you want it to end. It is as cheesy and 80s as the feel as the whole series has been. The feel is fun. It's a popcorn movie. You got to suspend disbelief that that they're beating up children on a regular basis, and getting away with it. Right. It's so much fun. If you've enjoyed it for the past 6 years, or I think 2017 is when it's probably started, something like that.
I think so.
Okay, there you go. See,
Yeah.
it all
ties together.
All ties together. But yeah, it's fun. It's fantastic.
Do we get a Force Ghost, Mr. Miyagi?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Okay.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Okay.
That's it for me. I started going to the gym, and I actually started reading a book. Better me, right? And I'll have my book review some other time when I don't have as many things. So those 3 things I highly recommend: Purple Harold and the Purple Crayon, School Spirit, and Cobra Kai.
Yep. To be clear, Nick, Dean read the book in the gym.
If anyone needs me, I'll be at the curl bench with my book.
Yes. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
You done repping
I'm working
there?
out the strongest muscle of all, my friend. My brain.
Actually, it's the pinky. It's the finger turning the pages. You see the fucking size of this thing now? Look at it.
All right, before I do my reviews, I forgot to ask our question. What are you drinking? I forgot to bring that up here. So, Nick,
I am drinking Stay
evening?
Fresh Cheese Bag, which is an IPA from Magic City Brewing Company. It's quite lovely. It's my last one of it, unfortunately. So, yeah.
I love that name.
So,
Dean, anything?
I am drinking. I'm just drinking a chocolate peanut butter whiskey, Magic something or another. The bottle's in there.
Very good.
Got
And
it for my birthday.
Nice. I have a new one of my favorites now. I think it just came out this year, but Southern Tier, Columbus. So I think it's Columbus.
Yes,
Irish
Southern Tier would
cream,
be Columbus.
Irish cream stout. It is
good,
I
delicious.
want
like a sweet.
That.
It's a sweet stout. Like a vanilla
sweet and stout, just like
hint
Dean.
Stout. That's right. There you go. There you go.
Make a boy blush.
Fill you with some Irish cream later, maybe. Silly boy, bourbon goes down into your belly, not out your nose. Come on now.
Burns going down my throat.
All right, Brian, what have you been watching?
I've just been watching just some series lately here, guys. I finally finished season 2 of The Diplomat on Netflix, political thriller.
Oh, I
Very-
forgot that.
Yeah, very, very good, man. I mean, if you haven't seen the first season,
First season was good.
recommended. Second season, just picks. It's a very, very intriguing storyline, and they'll be setting up a third season as well. So it's basically centers around a U.S. ambassador in Great Britain, and her husband is the ex-ambassador, and it's sort of, again, political intrigue and. The tactics they're taking to try to, get more power and stuff. So it's just very, very good. Just some dark humor here and there, but it's really more just a political type thriller. Recommended. And Allie started watching Abbott Elementary, so I've been picking up some episodes of that. Great show. I know you guys have talked about that before. At least you have, Nick. So. Just an excellent show. It's on ABC. You can find it on Hulu, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Just a great network sitcom. It's a great model, and so many comedic great performances. And also, we've been watching St. Denis Medical on Peacock or NBC. So
how is that? How far are you into it?
We're almost through the first season. Very good.
Okay. I went through the first 2, and it was.
Keep watching.
Really? Okay. Maybe I'll go back to it. Okay.
Yeah, I think the writing gets a little bit better. The characters grow. So anyway, check out St. Denis Medical. Great show. That's. Oh, and something I did not watch, but Allie surprised me with today.
Cough drops.
Cough drops. No, we tried the post.
Oh, okay. How were they?
Oreos.
Ooh, okay.
It is one of the best cookies I've
Refresh
ever
me.
had.
What is the flavor again? What is it?
Yeah. So it's the 2 cookies. One is the dark chocolate, the normal chocolate.
Okay.
The other side is the gold side. And it's a salted caramel swirl.
Interesting.
And shortbread flavor on the inside. Yes. She found them at Target. So I don't know where they're available, but she found them in a local Target. Surprised with them for a little early Valentine's Day gift.
Nice.
Delicious. I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago in one of our segments, but we hadn't had it yet. So highly recommended.
And we got some good feedback on the video of Dean's, especially a ringing endorsement of Dean's. Was it Gummy Bears and Gummy Bear and the Cream, right? The cookie. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, just it was the gummy bear. Is replacing the cream was my idea.
Yeah, we put that out there as a shorts on YouTube, and some gourmet food type channel or somebody commented that they thought it was a great idea. So kudos.
First of all, you can't act surprised when the fat guy on the show comes up with a good food
cookie idea.
Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh shit!
I thought a lot about it.
Talking about my ass.
Yep.
That's all I think about.
That's right. All right. Well, I'm going to think about a throat lozenge and taking a break, and then we'll come back with some pop culture headlines and our Ask an Idiot segment. And I will try not to cough.
Okay.
And we'll see how it goes. Be right back after this.
Anzai.
Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell 2 enemies.
Three.
Welcome back to Convincing Idiots. A very dry segment 2. Ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
By dry, I mean...
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's... yeah, a little bit of liquid
You get that. You gotta get your throat wet, Brian. All this coughing.
Yes.
You need some liquid to go down there.
Yes.
And if you don't have enough, you let me know. I'll help out.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Yes, I am a thimble full short of additional liquid.
First of all,
Exciting.
liquid. It's just what it's coming out of is a thimble.
Yes. Right. We talked about some 2 weeks in a row. Exciting news from the McDonald's Corporation. Last week we talked about the triumphant return of Uncle O'Grimacy advertising the Shamrock
Oh,
Shakes.
give me the burger.
McDonald's is on a roll and announcing the exciting return for some of the snack wraps, the chicken snack wraps.
Okay.
I remember.
I
those.
don't know if that's of interest to you at all, but there are a lot of people very excited about the return on social media. So
I'm gonna level with you. I didn't know I couldn't have been ordering them this whole time.
there you go. So a social media, so someone has led the charge. It was a change.org petition that started
Jesus.
in 2021. It garnered
Fresh off of
17,000.
racial divide and COVID-19.
Let's get what really matters.
Let's get the
You know
fucking
what? Snack wrap.
chicken snack wrap.
We need a cause. We got to bring people back together.
Saving
We're
the
gonna
whales
go-
is already taken.
No. How about world peace? No, fuck that. You know
Mhm.
what I missed? Snack wrap at McDonald's. And you know what? In 21,000, over 17,000 signatures, people clamoring for the return of the snack. So it's a good day
Well,
for
you
at
can
least
argue
17,000 people.
I don't
Go ahead.
know if I've ever been to McDonald's and fought my urge of eating healthy and being at McDonald's. So it's never been really an issue for me.
right.
No, it's not advertised as being healthy. It's just a quick snack. It's something you can grab. It's like a tortilla type wrap thing with the
wrap.
chicken.
It's got lettuce and the tomato. So compared to like a fucking
True.
so
healthy.
compared to a goddamn what's
Big
the
Macs have
Big
lettuce
Mac.
and tomato too.
it is healthier, right?
That's true. That's
If you would
true.
put those two pictures in front of somebody, they would go, "Yeah, that's healthier."
Sure.
That is true.
I just love the idea of you sitting at a McDonald's and someone critiquing what you're eating, a Big Mac, and you go, "It's healthy. It has lettuce and tomato on it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got vegetables."
Exactly.
It's goddamn near a salad, honestly. if you're looking at it from a certain point of view,
With a little bit of beef in it, like whatever.
a little bit. The
It's a beef
seeds,
salad.
It's a beef salad. I'm gonna give you a beef salad.
Not my favorite type of beef salad, but it is a beef salad.
You can toss my beef salad.
Just a little. Never mind. I won't even say it. But
No, I want to hear it.
it was a little flappy. That's all. Just a little
Little
bit of flaps. A little bit of flaps. What has been your favorite, like, special promotion, limited edition, fast food item that maybe went away that you would like to have back? Nick, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, well, initially, because I was thinking along the lines of McDonald's. The McRib immediately came to mind, even though it's not. I still get excited for the McRib every time because you can't always have
had one.
Last year when they had it out.
I did the same, or maybe a couple years ago, and it's not what I remembered.
No, and I think it has gotten worse.
Yeah,
but
I don't even get excited anymore.
Yeah, I was all over it when Taco Bell first brought back the Mexican pizzas because they didn't have them for so long.
Yes.
And now that they've been back and they've stayed back, I only order one every maybe third time I go to Taco Bell. It's not like an on every order type of deal, but I am happy to have it back. And I was over the moon when the Mexican pizza came back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stick with Taco Bell and go with the nacho fries.
Yeah.
They keep pulling them away, but again, I don't get them as often. It's pretty much when I go and get them Taco Bell with Carter. He loves the nacho fries, so I get both of us some, and they're so goddamn good.
They're very good.
I understand that. Yes, you can probably get the same thing at Rallies. It's probably the same kind of fry, but you get the cheese dip in it. And Carter didn't like the liquid cheese, so I get 2. So
Nice.
Score for me.
Just drink the second one.
Yes.
I had a Taco Bell item there too, guys, that I liked. They had it for a limited time. It was like instead of a taco, it was ridiculous, but it was still, I thought it was pretty good. Huh?
No, sorry.
No, but it was, instead of a taco shell, it was a chicken. It was a piece of chicken. It was like a wrap with like some of the stuffing on the inside there. So it was.
It was the naked
chicken
taco.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was so excited when it came out until you realize you're just eating a folded chicken fingers, which is so dry because like they put like lettuce and tomato and stuff in the thing, which I thought again healthy. So I ordered one, and it ultimately ended up just being dry as a fucking popcorn fart. It was
And they try to tell you Taco Bell is an authentic Mexican cuisine.
Yeah.
Folded chicken finger.
Yep.
I dare you to go down to Mexico City and order yourself a naked chicken taco. They will have not only the naked chicken taco, but a plethora of flavoring and
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna enjoy me a nice naked chicken taco on the shores of the Gulf of America someday, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen,
motherfucker.
So the Sphere in Las Vegas, they're bringing in more bands to do residencies out there. Some big news for many, I'm sure. The Backstreet Boys, gentlemen, will be doing a Sphere residency coming up this year. I guess it's the 25th anniversary of their hit album Millennium.
Yeah.
Well, the boys are no longer boys, but I'm sure these will do quite well. Millennium was released in May 1999. So, are you interested to see the Backstreet Boys in the Sphere?
No, but I did watch that Dirty Pop, that documentary. Brian, you had actually brought it up on the show about the guy who created the Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We watched that today.
Okay.
I didn't talk about it in the recommendations because I wouldn't recommend it. It's an awful documentary, poorly done. Just awful. The story was interesting. I didn't know the whole story, so that was interesting. But awful documentary. And as far as the Backstreet Boys, I have no interest in seeing them perform at all. But I am interested in seeing like bands in that sphere. Just not that.
Who would you want to see in the sphere? We'll switch a quick question. So. Now, different bands have done residencies, and they continue to do like U2.
Yeah, I was going to say U2
other big bands. Yeah. I guess that was supposed to be
U2 would be cool to see at the Sphere. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'm sure it would.
It's got to be a band that has like pizzazz and like the one thing the first one that I thought of was like I don't think they're touring obviously anymore, but like Pink Floyd, like that whole concept.
Oh man,
much you could do with that video screen all around you.
I was thinking along those lines. For me, I was thinking Rush because just of like the imagery and the being sonically to hear those. I mean, obviously they're not together anymore, and Neil Peart's no longer with us. But that would be ideally a cool band to see. I think in an atmosphere like that. Similar lines though. Basically, someone you could go get high and be in the Sphere and get lost with. You know what I mean?
They're going to tell like an image story. Or a story with images. Fuck, it came out wrong. They can tell that whole story with the video screen all around you while the music's playing. So in theory, you don't really need to like have the actual band. Like you could do like a concept concert.
Yeah.
So
or
to
like the
speak,
Kiss, the Avatar thing, at the Sphere type of
exactly.
deal.
Ooh, if you combine that, had on the stage doing the Avatar shit, and then the whole production thing going around you.
Yeah,
That's-
that'd be cool.
That's
That'd
a
be
whole
awesome.
meta shit going on
Yeah,
there.
immersive experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool, Nick. That to see a band like a kid, if they can get their shit together, and at least this have the original members now. I mean, like Peter's, God, he's almost 80 years old. I mean, you're not going to be able to play that much anymore. But
Sir,
just
I just watched
get
a
up
video
there.
of Frankie Valley at 90.
Those are
It's so
people need to
fucking
be thrown in jail. Whoever's
Right.
putting them out there, they should all be thrown in jail. All of them.
It's very cringeworthy.
Yeah. No, but like a combination of, Kiss gets up there again, like just we're going to sit up there and maybe tell stories and take questions, and then maybe just see like a retro Kiss concert and something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All that would be interesting. I don't like a whole different type of experience, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, those bands you mentioned would be cool. Scorpions have done residencies out there as well. Why not show them in the Sphere? Why not?
Sure.
Not a big enough act anymore, but I don't know.
I mean, how much video footage can you get out of Wind of Change?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you can name me another song they did.
Rock You Like a Hurricane, the biggest one ever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Come
good.
on, man.
So you can start with that, end with that, and have just like hurricane going on around you in the video. Fucking winds blowing, palm trees, shit blowing above you.
Scorpions had a decent amount of hits. Yeah.
I know. I was joking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
All right.
Yeah, go
You
back and
sounded serious. I thought you missed the very massive one.
listen to some older Scorpions, man. You'll definitely enjoy it. All right, moving on to a couple sports topics here, guys. So, just a nice story. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen won the NFL MVP speech, and he was thanking a lot of people.
He gave the best speech out of all the NFL.
He won the speech.
Well,
I
some
know you said it in
argue
speech,
that he
right?
gave one of the best speeches in some time because he was calling out and thanking many members of the Bills organization, and specifically, he said that a lot of people are involved. He really likes the everybody in the organ all the way down. Not even all the way down, but he mentioned the guy Slick Rick. He said from Slick Rick in the mail room to coaches and just named everybody that he interacts with here, and the guy that Slick Rick has been I guess working for the organization for many years, a bit of an older guy, and it just really moved him, and that he was recognized by Josh Allen. He thought that was very kind and nice. So
That's cool.
the guy's in his 60s. There he is. He's worked for the Bills for about 15 years. So just the fact that Josh Allen noticed him, knew who he was, liked him, called him out in a nice way to thank him, moved the guy. I thought that was just very nice. A simple way to recognize somebody who's been working there for a while, and how he made a difference to Josh Allen's experience for the Buffalo Bills also. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Just a very nice,
all right,
warm
and
story
he's
amongst.
Not the only high-profile athlete who's done something like that. Remember in like The Last Dance when Michael Jordan was gambling with the security guys and hanging out with them like they were one of him and taking every last cent that they had and even though he didn't need it and mercilessly betting them on things and taking their money. Michael Jordan was a man of the people in that way too.
Who is
Did not discriminate?
I just read that article, but a little story. I can't remember who in the hell it was, but they were out gambling in Las Vegas with Michael Jordan, and he, they're on the table, they're drinking, everything's going around, and the waitress kept coming back. He tipped her $5, and I don't want to. I think it was. I want to say it was a Charles Barkley, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But he literally takes the $5, gives her $100, and say, "God damn it, Michael, this is what we do in Vegas," because Michael Jordan is, from what I've heard, is notoriously really, really shitty tipper.
Right. I love the Michael Jordan stories. It cracks me up.
Yeah,
I just
they're
feel
awful.
the allure of like he just didn't give a fuck about any of that shit. It didn't matter how much money he had or like he's just that was Mike.
$5 seems very reasonable for you bringing me one drink.
For what
Thank
she
you.
did.
No,
I mean,
from the story, it was $5 for like the night.
oh, he like
Wow.
left her
Some
$5.
shit like that. Yeah, like for one drink, it was $5. And who? God damn it! I'll look
Technically,
it
tips aren't mandatory. Otherwise, they'd be built into the price of the bill.
Yeah,
It is
well,
at the patron's leisure,
I
their
don't pay
discretion, how
their
much they would
wages.
like to tip.
I don't pay their wages.
Yeah.
No, I worked hard.
In the words of Michael Jordan, fuck them kids.
That's right. That's right. Some may say that for the halftime show, the Super Bowl, guys. Kendrick Lamar. Did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show, gentlemen?
Yes.
I did. And can I seriously interrupt just for a moment? It was Wayne Gretzky who was gambling with Jordan in Vegas.
Right.
So,
okay.
actually, even more important to say because Nick, I know you're a hockey fan. So
yeah, and Wayne Gretzky would not. I mean, Wayne Gretzky was certainly one of the highest paid hockey players of his time, but hockey players are not making what Michael Jordan is making.
Correct.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So now we finished our thought, ladies and gentlemen, of a story that had nothing to do with anything at all related to any topic on the show. Thank you very much. Yep. Thank you.
The hell do you think this show is?
I remember my first time listening to Convincing Idiots.
No shit. Welcome to the show, Brian.
So go ahead, Nick. You watched the halftime show?
Yeah, I did. Typically, especially if it's a game, I rarely anymore cared too much about the Super Bowl or like have a bear in the fight, as Dean would say. But I do tune in to usually watch the halftime show because pop culture wise, it's something, and so I enjoyed the halftime show this year. That is coming from a Drake fan, so that's really saying something. But yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was. There's a lot of cool Easter eggs in there, and I thought it was very interesting. The whole production of it and being the time in this country that we're in right now, I thought it was very fitting, and I really enjoyed the fact that he was this halftime performer at the Super Bowl. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
Dean?
I don't know if I could. Well, I know that I couldn't pick Kendrick Lamar out of a lineup, nor could I say, "Oh, that's one of his songs." I couldn't. But Carter was watching with me, and my 13-year-old son was telling me all about it. Like he's into it. He was down with the music, and not that I like.
Whose side of the beef is he on? Is he Kendrick or Drake?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Okay. All right.
He did inform me that that about this beef, and I was like, I at least know that because we do this show and Nick tells us stuff. But I said, okay, fine. I don't dislike him. I don't know him, so I'm willing to listen with an open mind. I couldn't, and I'm not saying this as in the way he speaks or the words that were written when I say I didn't understand a fucking word he was saying. I'm saying it because the audio was dog shit. I could barely hear the music, and I know I'm old and my hearing's going yada yada, but I thought it was poorly produced. Visually, it looked awesome. The beats that were like, I could hear the beats and clearly it did make me like want to listen to more of his stuff. I'll give you that. So I am interested, but the performance there, I thought audio wise was piss poor.
Official review from Zenial Dean. Why do rappers gotta sing so fast?
No,
I don't understand.
I'm not talking about that. It literally, I couldn't hear.
Yeah.
Like it was like the volume was down on the TV, and I even fucking tried to turn it up.
I do think the music was louder. Than the.
it was not a well produced performance. I'm sure not on his end. He was doing his whole thing, and it was the cool visual. All those guys getting out of the car, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I even had to explain to
Serena Williams crip walking.
Yeah, I had to explain to some people in the room how they did that trick. 'Cause they're like, "How did they get this?" I'm like, under, because I said, look, they're the lining around under of the car is mirror, and they're coming from under the stage.
Right.
And then I had to explain that's how they showed how the land speeders worked in Star Wars, that they lined them with mirrors, and that's how it was like they were motorized. But
I can't tell you who this Kenneth Lamar is, but I can tell you a little bit about magic and Star Wars.
That's right. That's right. Stick to what you're good at, my friend. Stick to what you're good at.
We were talking throughout the whole. I didn't absorb anything other than I saw the Samuel L. Jackson introduction. I did read some of the protests at like you say, the hidden meanings behind different things, and I'm like, it was. I give it to the guy. That was interesting. I mean, to have a show that thought out and have a form of protest there in your performance was
with the president of the United States there.
Yeah, I just obviously didn't give a crap about that. And
the unfortunate thing is the president of the United States isn't smart enough to understand what he was watching.
Right.
Like they could have literally, unless they had a sign that said "F you," he wouldn't have understood that they were protesting everything around. So.
Right. Yep. So good for him. He's certainly a popular artist, and like you said, the Drake diss song. I'm not really familiar with it, but I know it's a huge hit for him. And listened to a recent podcast about it, a New York Times podcast talking about the whole feud between him and Drake and everything. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah. And
the fact that a diss song was such a huge hit, and he did it on. No one knew was he going to do it or not do it, and he did it. So it's like, wow, So.
I'm thinking about doing a diss song about Nick. I've written it. I don't know if I should perform it or not. I'm still
okay.
Yep.
I'd like to hear it.
You know what you did.
All right, so
it's about my relationship with this cat, Ernie. That's the problem.
Sure.
You motherfucker. How dare you?
So
am I public? All right.
Mixed reaction to this year's Super Bowl halftime for us. It's going to ask an idiot question here, guys. Of all the Super Bowl halftime shows you ever saw, what is your favorite? Dean,
There's only one.
Uh-huh.
I got the year 2004 Tittygate, my friends. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
Wardrobe malfunction.
You got not only did you get to see the titty, but it changed the way we watch TV from then on. The FCC to the government. There was so many different hearings and meetings, and it changed everything.
It did.
Ratings to fines. Like I don't. If you look into it, what that single titty did to our society as a whole, it's incredible. It really, really made more of an impact than people know. The way standards and practices are done, the way live television is done, which isn't live anymore. There's a 7-second delay. It's not a new thing, but like now every fucking thing is 7-second delay. So there's not a fucking titty on there. The Tittygate was real, and the Tittygate was my favorite.
Why don't they want us to see titties, Dean? That's what I want to know. Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Why? You tell me what? We're not old enough.
It also changed
titty beat.
It also changed the way the NFL did Super Bowls for like a decade. They were like,
did.
okay,
They
Aerosmith, Rolling Stones, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
For example,
they rolled out the old artists for a while after that. You're right. They definitely did.
2005, the show was Paul McCartney.
Right.
If that tells you, you know, the breaks that were stomped on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's incredible what that one event did to pop culture in general. So
yeah, it was several years until they had a more current artist again. I don't remember how many years it was, but you're right. It was at least 5 or 6 anyway, at least. You know,
the only reason to watch the Kid Perry one.
Man, that was those effects were cool.
Yeah, the stage before. Yeah,
titty meat, and I get tea meat, so I was mad.
No.
Yeah. Nick, how about you? What was your favorite Super Bowl halftime show?
Obviously, like there's two that come to mind, and one is the most legendary, I think, in my opinion, but it's not the one that I think of because I don't really remember it that well from memory. But certainly, Michael Jackson's halftime show is one of the most iconic of them all that people call back to. My personal favorite was the one just a few years ago with Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar.
2 years
Mary J.
ago, right?
Blige, I'm missing some Snoop Dogg. Yeah. So they had that whole just kind of a homage to hip hop kind of thing. And I thought that was just fucking awesome because it was the first time that they'd really ventured out that way with the halftime show. And it was still nostalgic and it brought in so many eras of hip hop music and blended it all together really well. And I really like that. And like, I mean, they advertised that, Dre and Snoop and Mary J. Blige were going to be there. I think Eminem was kind of, people maybe knew about that too, but no one knew Kendrick was going to be there. No one knew 50 Cent was going to be there. 50 Cent was huge to me when I was in high school. So it was like seeing him, doing the club and the, drop down, like the music video was just fucking awesome. And there's just not a lot of like, I think with Super Bowl halftime shows, we're led to kind of like look for like some big surprise or pop because there's usually like a surprise cameo. And so like, but that was the pop, and that like 50 was there, Kendrick was there, that was pretty cool. But that one was my favorite. It just blended a lot of different eras of rap music and hip hop, and it was really cool.
Yeah, wasn't that the celebration? I can't remember. It was like so many years anniversary of hip hop, wasn't it? Like 50 years or whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one. I agree with that. That one I sat and watched.
Yeah, that one I really like. I remember I was just smiling ear to ear like the whole time. Like I was really enjoyed that one. And I like Lady Gaga and I like Katy Perry and I like The Weeknd, and they've had relevant acts in the but that one was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that was probably my favorite.
Well, one good thing about the the whole wardrobe malfunction is when they went back to the older artists for a while. One that they brought out there that the correct answer for me, 2007, Prince. If you have not seen that, man, that was just iconic. It was raining. He gets out there with his electric guitar plugged in the whole bit, pouring down rain all around him, and just him and his performers just kicked ass.
Yeah,
and it's such you go back and watch that, and it's like it's a real fucking shame that we lost him too early. So he couldn't continue to create stuff, but he played the hits, and you forget. I mean, if you're not that familiar with Prince, I mean, you know him from maybe his singing and all that, but he was one of the most talented rock guitarists that probably ever lived. That's not even a joke. He just super talented guy and just played his ass off, and Purple Rain, the whole bit, just phenomenal. Big shadow of him behind him and everything. It just visually and just everything about it was just stellar. That was a moment I'm watching that I just did not move out of my chair until that show was completely done. I was glad to catch it live at that moment. So phenomenal. I do remember watching the Michael Jackson one. I was old, it was teenager or something like that. It was like one of the mid 80s ones. Yeah, something like that. I think it was in 3D too, if I'm not mistaken. You got 3D glasses.
That's cool.
As a promotion you would put on for the 3D halftime show, I think, with Michael Jackson, if I recall correctly.
In the 80s?
Yeah. Or whatever it was. Late 80s, I think that's what it was.
Because I was reading a thing about and actually that's what I've been looking up, because for some reason I remember reading a thing about that the first like halftime show, like big produced, wasn't actually shown on TV, and it was New Kids on the Block in 1991. I don't know how. I'm looking this, the fact of that to see that. But if I could change my guess or my pick, I would pick Halftime Heat from 1999. It was The Rock and Mankind in a world title match. That's what I would pick for my halftime show. Back in the 90s, it was only a couple years, but the WWE did a halftime heat. So as soon as the Super Bowl went to halftime, you could switch over to the USA Network and watch a half-hour broadcast of whatever big match that they had. It only did a couple years, so that was interesting.
My God. Yep. There you go. Michael Jackson, Mankind, Prince.
Ooh, I think we've done that.
I know what else you want, really. Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
I think we've done this topic before.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe someday we'll get all of well, I guess maybe not anymore.
No.
I guess maybe not anymore. Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to take a break and come back with another sports related topic that Nick will tell us all about. So,
oh boy.
That's right. Come back right after this.
Mm-hmm.
4, 3.
And welcome back to segment number 3 of Convincing Idiots. I am Millennial Nick, alongside my co-anchors Gen X Brian and Floor Cookie, the Zennial Dean. That's right. So with the Super Bowl fresh on our minds, thought since we're in the sports spirit, why not discuss
But that was
some
like
of our
goddamn month ago.
favorite sport-themed television series.
Mm-hmm.
So these are things that involve whatever sport. So Dean, why don't you give us a start out this week? What kind of sports themed shows you got?
This was actually a lot of fun. I'm not going to do a read. I actually have to put these on. I honestly, lately, I have really noticed how bad my eyes are getting for reading. So, all right.
It's never been a better time to call McNamara Optical with you.
All right. Number 1 on my list is the number 1 in my heart. I'm going with Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso is heartwarming as it is funny, and the drama that is written into it. It is probably one of the most. I'll go out on a limb and say one of the most perfect shows in television. Ted Lasso. If you haven't seen it, Apple TV. 5 seasons, 4 seasons, something like that. Brilliantly written. Do I have to explain the premise? I mean, he's a kind of a B level mid college football coach, and he goes into England to coach one of the premier soccer clubs. And it's fantastic.
Yep.
So, Ted Lasso.
I have Ted Lasso on my list as well, and I'm not even done. I'm nowhere near even done with that series.
Okay.
I'm halfway through that series,
that's
but
good,
I've enjoyed a lot of what I've seen of it. Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's, Brian, you're next.
One of my favorite shows ever that was sports related. Now, this is back in 2009 to 2015. It ran. Looks like you can find it on Hulu now. The League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So about a bunch of friends that were in a fantasy football league. That's The League, and just hilarious interactions, way over the top premises and things, but just a great comedy cast. It included Paul Scheer, Jason Mantzoukas, who went on to do the How Did This Get Made podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts too, where they make fun of bad movies, basically. But just a lot of funny people in this and goofy.
Nick, have you ever seen
The League?
Yeah.
Yes, it's on my list as well. Yep.
Okay.
Great.
Actually, I changed it because it was on mine too. So
yep.
Well, there you go.
Replace it.
Yeah. Great show, funny, and it's worth probably a rewatch, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've actually
Yeah.
rewatched it probably three times.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very good show.
Nikolai?
My next one, it might be my favorite sports show, even though it centers around a sport in which I don't really watch much of, but it would have to be Eastbound and Down. Danny McBride, 4 seasons of it on HBO, where he is basically a flash in the pan baseball pitcher, washed up and just kind of a piece of shit, trying to get his life back together. Huh?
Think John Rocker.
John Rocker.
Brian, you know who that is? From the Atlanta Braves. He was a pitcher for the Atlanta Braves in the late 90s. And actually, from what I
for Cleveland, too. Pitched for Cleveland, too.
Very briefly. But from what I hear, it was loosely based. The character was loosely based on John Rocker.
Oh, okay.
The guy was a nut. He would sprint out on the field, out of the dugout and stuff. Just a crazy dude.
And actually, he got in a altercation fight this weekend, Super Bowl weekend, with Patrick Mahomes' father. So look that video up. There's a video. John Rocker, Patrick Mahomes Sr. Google that video.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He sounds like a gem. I'm on board.
Now they're going back and forth on Twitter about it. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Eastbound and Down was fantastic. They did 3 seasons and then took a little bit of a break and then came back for a 4th. And it's just Danny McBride being the typical character that you've seen Danny McBride in everything else he's done. But it's just fantastic. It's really well done. It's hilarious. A lot of the side characters are great. Craig Robinson is phenomenal in it. Will Ferrell's character that he's in off and on is great. A lot of great acting in there. But Eastbound and Down would strongly recommend.
Fantastic. All right, my next one, we're going to go back in the Wayback Machine, back to the old 1987, 88. I'm going Coach.
Yeah.
Sure.
Craig T. Nelson as Hayden. Shit. I could have looked that one up. But Craig T. Nelson plays coach for a Minnesota football college team. And you have Jerry Van Dyke as his second in command, which is Dick Van Dyke's brother.
Mm-hmm.
It ran, I don't even know. I could have looked that up too. I probably should have Googled that, but Coach was probably, as a child, one of my favorite shows. And it was one of those that I probably shouldn't have enjoyed, of how probably adult it was, or probably, given on its terms and whatnot. It was probably older than I probably should have been watching, but I love Dauber, and it was the whole thing was fantastic. Coach.
89 to 97, Dean.
89
to 97.
I didn't realize it ran until 97. That's
97?
Yeah.
Holy
I would have
shit.
guessed like 94 or something. You know what I mean?
Me too. Wow. Okay. So yeah, Coach was fantastic. Loved Coach.
Nice.
That's my next one. Number 2.
Brian, what you got?
I have Winning Time.
God damn it. You guys are taking all my shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
This was rough.
Oh,
Yeah, I had to I have a bunch of honorable mentions just so I could choose something if you guys chose the same ones. This was a good topic.
2022. So it's sort of loosely based, I guess, of the actual story of Dr. Buss buying the Lakers and drafting Magic Johnson and kind of building up getting Pat Riley as the coach. And they show like the first, it was 2 seasons of it. The first one was like, the year they drafted Magic Johnson, like in 1980, I think it was, 79, 80. And then they fast forward, talking about the rivalry with Larry Bird and everything. I'd like to see more, but just the performance of John C. Reilly as Dr. Buss, and the guy that played Magic Johnson, Quincy Isaiah, was also quite good as Magic Johnson, another supporting cast. So very entertaining and just a lot of nostalgia, man. Yeah. If you like that era of basketball or just the 80s in general and everything, it was the fashion, the music, everything. It was good, and they really did something special out there. You got to hand it to them. I hated the Lakers as a kid growing up because I was a Celtics fan, wearing a Larry Bird college jersey right now, Indiana State, number 33. But you had to respect the Lakers, man. They were good. They had the most championships in the '80s, and the team that he built, that's where they all started. So,
Yeah.
Winning Time. Check it out. It's on Max.
Correct. Yes.
Yep.
Nice. Good. All right. This is one of my favorite news shows, and it's a spinoff of another show that I love, but it is Shoresy. It is a spinoff of Letterkenny. It's better than Letterkenny. It's so fucking good. They're getting ready to start their 4th season now, and it revolves just around a minor league hockey player, like I said, that began in Letterkenny.
I watched that backwards once.
Yeah, right. Yeah, didn't you watch the very last episode of the first season first? Is that right?
Yeah, I got high and I watched the finale and just worked my way backwards up until the.
Yeah, it's incredible though. It's funny, and it's the type of
really
of humor that you would expect if you're familiar with Letterkenny. It's the same.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jared Queso made it. It's the same type of thing. But it's there's a lot of heartfelt moments in it too. It really brings together, I feel like, the camaraderie of the sport and also like the ridiculousness in some ways, and things in hockey culture. But there's a lot of really heartfelt moments in it and stuff like that. It's just a really well done show. So I love Shoresy. So just starting 4.
Okay.
Number 4. Yeah.
I need to pick that back up.
Great show. Great show.
All right. I'm going to go, you call it a sport, you call it a performance, but professional wrestling, there is athleticism. So I'm going to go with Glow.
On my list, yep.
Allison Brie, Betty Gippin,
Mark Maron.
Mark Maron, like fucking probably one of Mark Maron's best performances.
Sure.
Just fantastic. The whole show. It's a shame that it got cut short when it did.
Yeah.
But hey, it's Netflix. That's what they do. Is put on really good shows and then fucking cut them off at the knees.
Yeah, too bad.
Just when they're going to get really, really good. So But yeah, Glow was fantastic. It was one of those where I'm a professional wrestling fan, and I was worried about watching it because I thought it was going to be cheesy, and I kind of have that. That's why I don't watch a lot of professional wrestling movies or TV, because I'm afraid of how awful they're going to make me feel about watching professional wrestling. But no, Glow was just the opposite. It made me excited. It made me happy.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. The wrestling was good. It didn't look cheesy or fake. Yes, I understand that it's fake in general, but I'm saying is some portrayals of it make it look like just god awful. This did not do it. It showed like what those girls actually went through and the stories behind it. It's loosely based. I understand that, but yeah, fantastic show. Loved it. Glow is number 3 on my list.
Nice.
Yeah, they did good about showing the character, to like their persona development and everything.
Yeah.
It was fun. It just, the whole thing was great. Like I said, I'm with you. I was very disappointed when that stopped.
And not to be a total piece of shit, but I applaud it because Allison Brie was topless in the first, one of the first scenes of that show.
That's right.
So I appreciate that.
Swinging.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, rumor says she's going to play something in one of the Marvel or DC universe. I'm not exactly sure. I think I saw something there. So we'll hope to see her soon.
I sure hope there's a villain or a superhero named Tits McGee.
I know what it is. She's going to be in the Masters of the Universe live action movie. That's what it is.
That's right.
I saw
okay.
her casted in.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yep. Okay, so I'm sure it's another one on Dean's list. Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Did I skip you? Did I skip somebody?
No, but
Okay.
You're up next.
I'm just going to change mine here. Yeah.
Cobra Kai. I mean, Dean touched on it earlier. That the final episodes just dropped here. And what he said earlier, there's not much more to say. Just super fun. You just have to lower expectations if you're a fan of the 80s movies in general. That whole feel. Certainly the original Karate Kid movies. Yeah, it'd be entertaining. It's goofy. It's the story takes twists and turns. Somebody's friends one day, they're enemies the next day. it's a whole thing. So
It's a popcorn watch.
Yeah, it really is. But the character arcs are fun and interesting. Johnny, it's nice to see him as the villain, which really wasn't really at the end of the day in the Cobra and the Karate Kid movies, but to see him have a nice life, just a lot of fun.
Baby face, and yeah, LaRusso, he was the heel. Rewatch Karate Kid.
That's right. All right, Nick.
All righty. Next up, you guys are taking all mine, so I'm going to move on down the list. This is one that's a fringe one, and I'm going to throw it in because it is kind of, there's a sport throughout it. I'm going to go with Hanging with Mr. Cooper. He's a basketball coach, a former basketball star and basketball coach. It's a fun little 90s sitcom. Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I enjoyed it. It wasn't originally going to make my list, but I'm going to throw Hanging with Mr. Cooper in there. And we are, yes.
Is the dude still alive? What was his name?
Shit, I don't know. Yeah.
I think he's probably still alive. I don't know.
Great commentary on Hanging with Mr. Cooper. He's still alive? Hey, he's probably still alive.
He's probably still alive, right?
You don't get in-depth broadcasting like this anywhere else, ladies and gentlemen.
Especially for sports. I mean, if you want sports broadcasting, this is where you come.
See what you've been missing, India? See that? Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So from 1998 to 2000 is Sports Night. It was Aaron Sorkin's vehicle. If you liked like the West Wing, because Aaron Sorkin did that, it is the same kind of walking, talking, fast-paced conversation. It was about a ESPN type channel network, and their lead anchors, their main 8 o'clock whatever lead anchors, and it was how the show got prepared, how the show got ready to air and during air, and all the behind the scenes of a television show made like an ESPN television show. If you haven't watched it, hell, I don't know where you could watch it. Google it, you'll find it. But
Sounds interesting.
Sports Night, 1998, fantastic show. Loved it when it aired. It only lasted a couple seasons. Definitely worth the 2-season watch or 3. Sports Night.
Nice. That sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, it was a fantastic show. If you like that fast-paced talking, like the West Wing, like the walking and talking shots, that's really what it was.
Okay.
Well written, very smart, where you have to suspend your disbelief of like every single person in this building has the most immaculate vocabulary. Mm-hmm. Once you take that and go, okay, that's what I have to give in order to receive this good show. You have to give that. So, but yeah, Sports Night's fantastic. Brian,
very good. Another one, probably at least on Dean's list, I'm sure. Ran 2017 to 2020. The very funny Hank Azaria and Amanda Peet co-star in Brockmire. Brockmire was
God damn it,
kind of an alcoholic. Not kind of. He was an alcoholic, former broadcaster, very famous broadcaster, trying to get back into, get back into the his broadcasting world, and finds a job at like a minor league baseball team or something like that.
It's like a UFC channel, not UFC. The IFC, independent
film channel. Yeah,
I believe that's where it was on. One of my favorite shows. Like it was so fucking brilliant, and they were able to push the line farther than they would have if it was on ABC or hell, even a USA network. Yeah. IFC, they were able to curse. It was probably a 10 o'clock show. Just brilliantly written. It was such a great merging of like fictional and non-fictional, because they had actual sports stars, sports writers, broadcasters co-star on it. Fantastic show. Love it.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Yeah, it was good to see Hank Azaria doing a live show, because certainly he was you're so used to hearing
He was
his
so good at
his
it, too,
voice
right?
talents on The Simpsons. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was very good. And those two played well off each other. So like 4 seasons, I think it was. And you
Yeah,
can find
something like
it
that.
on, looks like Sling TV for free and some other free channel, Roku
I'm sure
channel,
if you
some
typed
others.
into Tubi, it would be there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably pop
I'm
up
sure
there.
it's out there. So yeah, very funny. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Nice. All right. My next one I'm going to go with. So this one is not does not revolve around a specific sport, and it doesn't really revolve around sports at all, but it has sports throughout it, and I appreciate that. My favorite person in all of pop culture and acting anything right now is Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave, and he had a sitcom before that got super popular with his buddy Sam Richardson, which was called Detroiters. Fucking love that show. So goddamn good. There was, I believe, 3 seasons of it that they did. And, it's in Detroit. They run an ad agency, but there is, everything they do is Detroit centric from the show. And even on their socials and stuff like that, everything's about, the Lions. They're huge Lions fans, but throughout the show, there's plenty of Red Wings, Pistons, Lions. Jim Harbaugh's in an episode when he was still coaching U of M. There's Pistons players in another episode. Like they always incorporate Detroit, the city of Detroit, and then are big sports fans as well. So they always did a good job of incorporating Detroit sports
What's
and into
what's
their
the U
show.
of M stand for? University of Meh.
University of. They beat Ohio State, so I don't. The University of we had a shitty season, but we still beat Ohio State. There you go. There it is.
All right.
But yeah. So, but yeah, Detroiters. Like I said, it does not revolve around a sport. It doesn't have any specific sport in it, but there is a common theme of Michigan and Detroit sports throughout it. So, Detroiters, and Tim Robinson is a gem.
Fantastic.
Dane?
All right. You guys put me into a corner. I know I've already done one, but like you guys have we've all kind of mixed our own shows the same as each other on all these. So you backed me into a corner. I know I've done one professional wrestling show, but I have to go Monday Night Raw. The king of my sports fandom, right?
Mm-hmm.
January 11th, 1993 was the first episode of Monday Night Raw. I'd watched wrestling since I was a child. Saturday mornings, where you'd wake up and you'd watch the big guys beat up the jobbers, the no-name people. That's what you watched growing up until you got to the WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble pay-per-views. Monday Night Raw gave you a chance to see these guys on a weekly basis live, or a week taped. But it gave you something to watch. It was my it's been the staple in my TV watching since I was a child in 1993, and I have kept up on it. I still watch it. I love it. You guys know I'm a huge fan of professional wrestling. Monday Night Raw is my pick. It's because you guys took all the other. You guys even went through my honorable mentions. So
Yeah, same.
Monday Night Raw.
Ted Lasso, Winning Time, The League. I have all on my list.
I got Eastbound and Down. Hell, This last one I changed 3 times because you guys kept taking my last pick.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Monday Night Raw is my pick.
All right.
There you go. Well, I had Glow. I'm going to replace Glow. 2003. Now, you cannot find this anywhere except for the DVD right now. This was an original series produced by ESPN, which you don't hear. This was, not a documentary. This was an original series about a fictional professional football team, Playmakers. You ever see Playmakers before?
I remember Playmakers.
Playmakers. I don't recall that.
Yeah.
It was so true to, it was so in line, or so a little bit too close to the mark in NFL, and they they pulled it. The NFL complained or whatever it was, and it
Yeah.
was like, hey, so ESPN had to one season it lasted, and that was it. You cannot find it
That's right.
anywhere
God, I forgot
except for
about
DVDs.
Playmakers.
I got a box set as a gift, and it was
Year was
very 2003. Right, so it took you behind the scenes of like guys, playing through pain, drugs,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of the dirty world behind professional football.
It's almost a TV series like Any Given Sunday, the movie. You know what I mean? Like that whole like the lifestyle, the thing that the stuff that's a lot of the off the field kind of stuff that they deal with as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the box set as a gift. I might have tried to give it away to one of you guys. I don't really remember now, so I don't know if it made the move out here or not. I may have donated it. I don't remember, but if I still have it, if you want to see it, you can borrow it. I'll take a look through my stuff. But very, very good. Very dramatic series.
And person went on to do anything else. I'm looking at the cast now. I don't recognize any of these people.
Nope. Yeah, it was but it was.
What network was it on?
It was an ESPN. It was an ESPN.
Okay.
I think it was their only time. It was their
their original. Yep.
Yeah, they tried to get into some original series, and the NFL said, and that was it. Gone.
Yeah.
Done. So, but
it was a good one.
It was very powerful. Very good. Yep.
All right. For my last one, I'll give you another professional wrestling one here. It is not a scripted show, but it is a TV series nonetheless. Dark Side of the Ring on Vice is a phenomenal show. It's so much, like Dean, further back than I can remember, loving and watching professional wrestling. I mean, I don't remember when I first saw it. It just was always there, and loved it all through childhood and watched it religiously. And it was such a big part of growing up and everything.
Everything you just said, I actually write about Brian in my private blog.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dark Side of the Ring is phenomenal. So much, and there's so many. It's a documentary series, and there's so many.
Mine's entitled "The Dark Side of His Ring." Sorry, go ahead.
I watched that. So many wrestlers that are a spotlight in that show that you grew up watching, and you hear these sad and terrible tales about. This show is so
Snuka.
But the show's so well done.
30 men enter, one man leaves.
One man leaves. That's right. 30 men enter, one man.
Callback joke.
That's an old one.
That's good.
About Megan. That's so funny. It's one of the funniest moments ever. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, it's so. Anyway, it was so good that even when it's an episode about a wrestler that I'm not very familiar with, like it's still totally entertaining.
You're totally vested by the end.
Yeah. So dark, and they've done different spin-offs. It started with Dark Side of the Ring, but there's Dark Side of reality TVs and Dark Side of the '90s and Dark Side of comedies. Great, Dark Side of the 2000s and this and that. But yeah, Vice. I don't think Vice does anything that's not super fucking entertaining. So, but Dark Side of the Ring is where it all started. Right. So, that's definitely one for me. And I'm actually kind of glad that the list went so long because I don't know if I would have thought to reach out to a documentary series if not. So, yeah, Dark Side of the Ring definitely belongs up there.
Very good.
And that's it. Fuckers.
That's the way we do it.
That's right.
Any honorable mentions?
Not now. Nope.
We went through them all.
I had two clipped. I recommended this last year, 2024, limited series on FX. You can find that as the documentary. It's a story based on, I should say, not a documentary, but it's based on the former owner of the LA Clippers basketball team, Donald Sterling, who was banned from the league. The great Ed O'Neill plays Donald Sterling. Not an easy watch. The guy was a real tool, racist, the whole bit, but true story of how he was ousted by the NBA and eventually the team was sold to the current ownership. And all the way back. I used to watch this once in a while. Now, Dean, you may remember. Nick does not know the show at all. This was like in the, gosh, I want to say late 70s, early 80s, perhaps. Here, The White Shadow, Dean.
I do not recall.
The White Shadow was a story of a white basketball coach that coached at a inner city high school. And it was like his team was all black, and he had to kind of learn to relate to the team and the kids and everything. It's kind of a feel good, family type show, but they called him kind of that was their nickname for him, was the White Shadow. So,
I mean, for years that's what I've been calling my penis, but yeah, I don't remember that show.
Yeah. Yep. For the old Gen Xers out there, you might remember the White Shadow. That's it.
The White Shadow.
Yeah.
You call your penis that because you can see it but can't feel it?
All right.
There you go. Well, it's not
That
big
speaks
enough to be a
volumes. All right,
sundial.
there you go.
Oh, gentlemen, real quick. It is time for What Have You Learned? I don't know why I waited, like there should be fucking music put under this. Maybe there is. I don't know. All right. I'm gonna I like. Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
What I'll tell you what I learned. I learned I got two. One is we need more titties in our Super Bowl halftime shows.
There you go.
There you go.
Nick, what did you learn?
I've learned that the longer the show goes, the worse the ad reads and segues get.
Yeah. I learned that a long time ago, actually.
Yeah. Brian, you learn anything fun?
That over 17,000 people didn't have enough time or something else better to do than to sign a petition to bring back the McDonald's snack wrap.
They're the real American heroes.
Yes, that's right.
They should have a beer named after them.
Yeah.
Last one I had, piggybacks on Nick's. I just simply have written here, my ad reads can be better. They won't be, but they could be.
They could be.
And
better.
you know what? Learning that and the acceptance of it is half the battle.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Thank you.
All righty. Well, I think that wraps it up, boys. That's about it. We've covered sports. We've covered all kinds of things.
Covered White Shadows.
We've covered White Shadows. And you,
kidding me?
If you're a white person, can be a white shadow after you are gone and nothing but a shadow when you're on your electric bike.
Good Lord.
I'm sorry. I had to match Dean's terrible read energy. I felt I couldn't leave him hanging out to dry. Okay.
Appreciate that.
Our friends at RPM Bike Shop deserve better. And so do you. And that's why we're introducing you to each other so you can cut out this lousy middleman and you can get yourself on an electric bike from RPM Bike Shop. If you don't believe me, go check out their wonderful products. Go to their website, rpmbikeshop.com, or go to the search bar on Facebook and type in RPM Bike Shop. There you can see pictures of the fantastical electric bikes they have to offer you. You can also give them a call at 330-808-7792 today. Or, hey, take a nice little day trip out to Carrollton, Ohio. It's not too far away. Go see an electric bike for yourself with your own eyes. Yes, that's right. RPM Bike Shop. You deserve better. RPM Bike Shop, and they deserve better. Reads RPM Bike Shop.
Could you imagine the three of us on one of those bicycles
like
made
a tandem or like electric bike?
Yeah.
I would like to shoot a whole episode that way.
Yeah, the three of us on bicycle together
down the towpath.
You know what's ridiculous and we could never ever do, and the wind would be a nightmare, and also what's the point? But would be fun. One of those like the bicycle bar things on wheels where you have you're at a bar and you're sitting on a stool and you got the bicycle. Yeah, I know.
We do.
Yeah,
we could do that.
We could do that.
Sure. Annoy the shit out of everybody.
We don't actually have to make it a podcast. It would just be fun to do.
Yeah, we should actually do that. Yeah, in general this summer.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
I like it.
Okay. Sounds good. It's a plan.
Neat.
You know what else is neat? The end of this show.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tell us about it.
We have been convincing idiots, ladies and gentlemen. And if you just can't get enough and for some reason you want more, then you need to go find us
See a
on
goddamn
all of the
doctor.
social media accounts that you're active on. You can find links to them by going to Google and typing in Convincing Idiots Linktree. You can follow links to our social media accounts. Hell, you can even follow links to our merch store and so much more, or just head on over to our website, which is not rpmbikeshop.com. It is convincingidiots.wordpress.com.
Whole episode.
I just wanted to be like, just roll into RPM Bike Shop. But you can also go to rpmbikeshop.com. But you will not find Convincing Idiots content. There you'd have to go to convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I am the disheveled and frazzled millennial Nick.
I'm the floor cookie, Zennial Dean.
I'm the gray shadow, Gen X Brian.
The gray shadow.
Like it.
That's right. Have we convinced you to come back and join us for some more, perhaps sports, perhaps TV related, or other content in the future? Convincing Idiots.
Fuck yeah.
Everybody, Gen X Brian with Millennial Nick and Zennial Dean. We need more people besides Nick's mom watching us. Give us a like and subscribe.
Ham grape.
Nick, with the combination of the hood and the jacket, you look slightly homeless.
Thank you.
I mean, if you're going for that sort of thing, you look terrific. Brian, you look like a divorced dad ready to get into a pickup game he shouldn't at basketball.
Yeah, that's the look I was going for.
All right. I mean, just so you guys don't, feel that I'm just picking on you, I look gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
What do you do there?
You-
I don't know what's going on.
You kids over there at Prentice Park want to shoot some hoops?
Oh, you boys don't know what you're in for. Back in my day, I learned from Larry Bird.
That's
right. No, never heard of him? Let me tell you about this mustachioed fella.